BC, you and I both kind of teased this a little bit, but let's bring it up. And you know what? I'll let you talk about it here. We'll even put you up here on the top. And yeah, because I know you're excited about this. I do. So
Well, I mean, see, I understand why they're doing it. And, we kind of already talked about how much money is being moved around in stable coins. So obviously the next logical step for the Trump crypto empire that they're trying to make is to have a stable coin for people to cash out into and all of that. It also kind of pushes that US dollar into the forefront of your crypto space, where the more people that are using US backed stable coins it's pushing that US dollar further and further because they're buying treasuries, they're buying bonds. All of these things help strengthen that US dollar. Yes, I mean it's still not as good as say your crypto where it's like, hey, well, my Bitcoin doesn't depreciate in value like my USDT does, but I mean it's stable, which is what you need if you're actually going to transact with people. So
yes, yes, it's the best of the worst, I guess. Is like
yeah. I mean, it's just Trump trying to get it's Trump and his people trying to get their little slice of the pie. We'll see how it plays out because they're going to use both Binance blockchain and Ethereum network to have their stablecoin run on. Which, I mean, I wouldn't have been my choices to use if you're gonna like build a stablecoin.
I agree.
But
I
I mean
agree.
that kind of goes into more fees though. So if you're doing it for a money grab, you made the right choice on what project you're going to build your stable coin on.
Well, Ethereum only makes sense to me because I mean they're heavy on Ethereum anyway.
Mhm.
They got wrapped Bitcoin, not regular Bitcoin, et cetera, et cetera. So the fact of Ethereum makes sense. I was a bit surprised about the Binance blockchain, to be completely honest with you. That one kind of I wasn't expecting
Mhm.
that, but I was going to ask what you guys thought. Did you guys think that maybe they're going to expand after they get the framework in place and that kind of thing outside of those, or do you think they're going to try and stick strictly with those?
I mean, I would assume that they'll push further because I mean, you're kind of limiting yourself if you're only going to go with BSC and Ethereum. One is very high on fees, so no one's going to use it. And then
Yep,
BSC is not everywhere. So what's the point?
that's it,
Yeah, you can't use BSC in America.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's not on Coinbase.
So what's the point?
I believe it's on crypto.com,
yes,
but
I think it
yeah,
is.
it's not on Coinbase at all, which is your biggest, which is going to be one of your bigger on ramps.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, here anyway. Yes.
mhm.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I would. They're supposed to be a DeFi platform, right? I
Yeah.
mean, for all intent and purposes, again, I should probably do this DeFi platform.
Yeah.
But anyway, here goes the tinfoil, right? But that being said, it makes sense to me that they should expand. I mean, listen, USDT on Tron is probably one of the most popular ways to get USDT. Just is. It's fast, it's cheap, it's whatever. It's everywhere. You get it in the third world, Tron, boom, bang, boom, you got USDT. It's that simple. Anything else you guys want to add about the whole Trump jumping into stable coins here at this point, guys? Feel free. Throw it on in there.
I think it's going to make it a bit harder to get some of these the stablecoin act that's sitting in Congress right now passed and the Genius Act as well. So those are the two bills that are kind of in Congress right now to help push forward legislation on some stablecoin regulation. But I mean, it's just going to be something that's going to cause more opposition when you have Trump putting his name on it. Because it doesn't matter if it's good or it's bad or indifferent. The minute Trump puts his name on something, you got Democrats being like, thumbs down.
Yeah, yeah. No, facts, man. Facts. Absolutely. Badel, what about you? What do you think? Anything else you want to add to that?
But no, I feel like, and I hate to say it, but I feel there needs to be some kind of regulation. But that's kind of going against the whole crypto market. But I mean, the more convenient and easier and use cases are for crypto, especially like stablecoins, there needs to be a little bit of clarity on how to get a stablecoin, what it is, what's it used for, and things like that.
I don't disagree. And let's put it this way: properly regulated, properly functioning stable coins, to me, could be a good way to help to introduce people into crypto and to help with adoption, because they understand the idea of dollar, right? And now you're just using it in this form, which now interacts with all these other nice little magic internet money things. So I can see that. I can see that as an option. Do you think that Trump being a part of this situation there, Badel, is going to make it easier for the legislation or not? Like getting it passed, I mean?
Getting it passed, no, but introducing the bill, hell yeah, I do.
And getting it out onto the full
He
floor,
seems kind of more all for crypto than the last few presidents. And it's like taking the first step when you're learning to walk. Doesn't mean you know how to walk when you take your first step. But he's the initiative there to take that first step to try to get all this stuff implemented and worked out and figured out. I mean, we may not see anything until 2-3 presidents later, but if he takes that first step, that's all that matters.
Yep. Nope. Agreed. How about we kind of wrap it up? And I don't care. Put your best tin foil on. Put your, best argument on. Steel man. Whatever you want to do, I'll leave it up to you. Badel, I'll tell you what. We'll start off with you tonight. Have at it, brother. What do you think? What's your
All right? So this whole new movement thing with stable coins and blah 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 blah. I feel it's gonna start almost being like another meme coin session, where there's going to be people creating random stable coins and just rug pulling once they get a bunch of money, kind of like how the meme coins were. And I hope that doesn't happen, but it's crypto. It's not regulated at all, so it's more than possible. But what network? Who knows? It could hit all of them.
And I was going to say I don't know that the blockchain would matter, to be quite frank. Well, I mean, it might, because some have higher barriers to entry than others. But
I mean, there could be somebody out there that comes out with USDCC or USDTT.
Yeah,
And unlucky people buy it because the words are properly placed, and it sounds like a better project when it's just another rug pull. Because we've been around the rug pull market long enough with meme coins and FT and other exchanges. I hate to say it, but exchanges have been kind of rug pulls too at some point, like the whole FTX and things like that. And no, I just feel that there should be, and kind of like I said earlier, I hate to say it, but there needs to be a little bit of clarity, especially with stable coins.
Yeah. Oh, I get what you're saying. Okay, a stable coin is blah, because this is what the legislation is they put forward. I get what you're saying. I get where you're coming from. All right, BC, go ahead.
Well, I'm looking forward to some of this regulation, just because it'd be really nice to not have to cash out my crypto into USDC and then pay a fee to get that in the US dollar and then transfer it to my bank account. It'd be super nice to just move my USDC over to my bank account and not have to worry about all those extra fees by transferring. That's just one small piece of it. It'll also be nice to kind of see what they define a stable coin as, because if I think it's going to go the way that I believe it is, it's going to be a stable coin is something that is backed by U.S. short-term or long-term U.S. treasuries. It's going to be backed by U.S. bonds, and it's going to be backed by actual cash deposits. All three of which will help strengthen the U.S. dollar. So I kind of brings more money into that U.S. dollar market. I believe that's how they're going to end up defining a stable coin, just because it's pro US dollar.
All right, so let me give you my proverbial 2 cents here. For the most part, I agree with BC. It would be nice to be able to make those kind of transfers directly to the bank versus turning it into actual US dollars and wire transfers and all this other stuff. Hopefully, it would cut back on not just fees, but any maybe even potentially taxable events if we're doing something with that, within the system. I don't know, maybe I'm being a little bit too proactive right there. I don't know. My only concern, I guess, one of my major concerns, that's probably better, is this whole programming of the CBDCs and the fact that without good regulation, we could end up seeing, 50 different Wyoming. Did I say CBDCs? I meant stablecoin, sorry. And then seeing, 50 of these Wyoming stablecoin situations all across the US, and then trying to get them interoperable and this, that, and whatever. And then again, potentially one state making it a backdoor CBDC and another one, being completely, who knows, what is it backed by, et cetera, et cetera. So we'll stay on top of this. I promise you that.